Wives who successfully got their husbands to this point. I have met all of the 4 families, and you'll see the evidence of that in just a few minutes. VERNA, how do you feel now that you're here in the studio, and within an hour we'll know the final results?
I'm very excited, hoping, of course, that my husband will win.
How does Mike feel? Is he...
I think he's on edge because he didn't realize that I wouldn't be sitting here with him through the whole show.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, there's a certain part of the show we're going to move the wives off the couch. We're going to give the husbands situational questions, which will help the viewers determine who is indeed the best. But before we go on anymore, let's show a little bit of the footage that we went, as I said, we went to everybody's house a couple weekends ago to give you a better sense of these nominees at the home front. And this is VERNA and Michael Myers and little Trey.
To whom it may concern, my husband is a gift from God, intelligent, athletic, spiritual, romantic, hardworking, and humorous. He loves me and constantly shows me he is sensitive and kind, strong and steadfast. His energy inspires me. His love compels me to believe in myself.
He is my lover and my best friend, VERNA Myers.
I feel like my first sentence was my husband is a gift from God, and I really feel that this is the man for me. It's one thing to say, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's another thing to demonstrate it in a non-romantic way. I mean, you know, a lot of guys do okay on the romance part, but when it comes to really showing their love in a way that's, you know, self-sacrificing and that kind of thing, they fall short, and that's not the case with Michael. He is always telling me that I could do whatever I want. He thinks I could be the president if I wanted to. I mean, he has the utmost respect for me, and that is so beautiful because you get energy from him. You get inspiration from him because he's rooting for you.
As much as women, I don't care how aggressive they are, whatever they do, there's that soft spot inside of every woman that wants a man like that. And men need to be men. Men need to stand up and take responsibility and to not run away from commitments that they've made. I think that's one, general characteristic of a lot of men is that they are afraid of commitment and responsibility. And whether you like it or not, that woman that God gave you is your wife, and these are your children, and you have a certain responsibility towards them.
Note, it's almost impossible to describe such an incredible person in only 50 words. But I tried my best. I hope you get the message. He's one of a kind.
Just want to, can we come in on camera too? Because Trey is here for support too, and he's sending it telepathically, I think. Because I think, yeah, there he is. Little telepathic support from Trey. Let's welcome finalist number 1, Michael Myers. How about another hand? All right, well, Michael's putting on his microphone, and Michael, when we got there that day, I mean, the type of schedule you guys are keeping, you were a tired camper. You were feeling kind of why? Let's get a sense of what you folks do.
You mean on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a senior medical resident at Mount Auburn Hospital in Cambridge. I guess I should just say hello to everyone at Mount Auburn because they're all watching. Especially the nurses in the outpatient department. So I wanted to say that.
Any nurses who are near a phone, as a matter of fact.
Now you can call.
That's right.
I don't know if you know about residency, but it's a lot of call and a lot of work, and it's just a very, very hectic kind of schedule. There's no kind of regularity or consistency to it at all. And, you know, VERNA's an attorney, and she had a pretty crazy schedule until we had the baby, and she's been off for maternity leave for the last few months. But that has superimposed a whole nother thing on our
How many hours do you get to spend together in the course of a week when everybody's back at work?
Please.
Oh, boy.
We get probably 2 hours at night, 2 or 3 hours at night. Some nights he doesn't come home, of course, because he's on call. And then he works on Saturdays. We spend at least an hour together every Sunday. We teach Sunday school together.
As the show moves on, we're going to get a sense of how you spend those 2 hours at night. Just how you make that quality time and deal with the wonders and pitfalls of being a married couple. So we just want to give them another hand. That's contestant number 1. And we were blowing reveille for this crowd earlier, so they're all piped up. Let's introduce ROLLENE Krim. ROLLENE, welcome to the show. How about a hand for ROLLENE? You guys are gonna have chapped hands before this show is over. ROLLENE, how's Paul doing?
Nervous.
Is he nervous?
Other than that, he came.
I'm looking at him off camera. He's wearing a big grin. He had really no idea you were entering him in this contest, did he?
Correct. Until the phone call came.
And yet you're still talking and as happy as when we met you that day.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at the tape. This is Paul and ROLLENE at home, the Krims in their native environment. Now, how much do you know about what you're in for here?
Not much.
Have you heard the letter? It's a lovely letter. I want to read it to you. I like the way it started particularly. Dear lucky reader and judge, in 1960, Paul said yes for better or worse in sickness and health without anticipating the future challenges. Our son's death after 10 months in a coma caused uncontrolled seizures for me. Paul's love, tolerance, strength got me through successful brain surgery. No man can be more deserving for praise. Sincerely, ROLLENE Krim.
When they say for better, for worse, or in sickness and health, I married ROLLENE knowing that she had epilepsy, and as each event came along as we're married, I always reflected back on our pre-Cana conferences and how they had said that there'll always be surprises in your life, and there's going to always be challenges in your life, and we certainly have had those.
He comes home and basically wants to hear the report of the day, wondering what's going to hit him. He doesn't know whether to laugh or cry most of the time, but it's always something different. It's not a dull routine at all.
What was it about him that during those challenges, those severe challenges, made you stay together, made your love strong?
Lots of love, the strength of him for putting up with everything that was going on. The ability to do house cleaning and play mother while I was in the hospital, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know how to cook when I met him. He does now.
If you show your wife, first of all, respect, and more than the big things you try to do, if you do the little things for them. Sometimes like a little note on the counter and say, hi, hon, I'll see you tonight. I think those little expressions of love grow into real big, deep love for each other.
I'd like to keep it crowded and welcome Paul Krim. Come on in, Paul. Come on in. Now, these are, you guys, you know these two, huh?
Yeah, my mom and dad.
Is that right? Okay, good yelling there. You're gonna do a wave later. The whole audience is gonna do it. It's gonna do it. Welcome. Good to have you here. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
A couple of people commented as we looked at the tape, snow. You see that was not, only, what, a week and a half ago we were visiting with you. Now it's about 60 degrees outside. How do you feel being here?
Uncomfortable.
Do you feel as if you're special in any way? I mean, you're among 4 men who have been nominated out of 1,300 plus who sent in letters, and more who just didn't get around to it. Do you feel special? Do you feel different?
Yes, I do. Especially that she thought enough of me to write that letter in and thought that I had a good chance of appearing on the program.
What's it been like in terms of other family members or neighbors and such? Have they been?
Oh, they've been in touch with me.
Uh-huh.
I went out the other day and picked up the mail, and one of the neighbors said, hey, I saw you on TV. And it was on the evening magazine show that they had last Friday. And people in work, they're giving me the business. And
So everybody in...
some people want to touch me once in a while.
They want to touch you?
Yeah.
Just come up and like, may I lay hands on your shirt? That
What a
type of
king
thing.
might feel like.
You should have been here for yesterday's show then. So everybody in Hanson is pulling for the Krims, and in Dorchester they're pulling for the Myers, and when we come back you'll meet the final 2 finalists, and I'll tell you how to call in your vote for New England's best husband right after this.